70% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Read that again. 60% of NBA players face money trouble within 5 years of retiring. These people did the hard part. They got rich. And it still fell apart. Because getting rich and staying rich are two different games with opposite rules. Almost everyone trains for Game 1. Almost nobody trains for Game 2. Today you will learn why the second game breaks millionaires, and how to win it early. Even if you are nowhere near rich yet, this video arrives at the perfect time. Because the habits that keep money are built years before the money shows up. Think of money as a sport with two halves. Offense and defense. Offense is earning, salary, business, investments climbing, everything that adds. Defense is keeping. Spending control, risk control, protection. Everything that guards. Getting rich is an offense problem. Staying rich is a defense problem. And here's the trap. The skills that win offense actively lose defense. Offense rewards optimism, speed, and big swings. Defense rewards doubt, patience, and restraint. The gambler's courage that built the fortune is the same courage that later burns it. Morgan Housel wrote it in one line. Getting money and keeping money are different skills. History agrees. Fortunes made in a decade routinely vanish in the following one. 90% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the third generation. The first generation builds. The second spends. The third starts over. It is a proverb worldwide. Why? Because money arrives faster than the wisdom needed to hold it. A windfall tests character at a level a paycheck never reaches. Skills earn money. Only character keeps it. Nobody warns you about the handoff. The lottery winner had one lucky day. The quiet millionaire had 10,000 disciplined ones. Luck can hand you Game 1. Nothing can hand you Game 2. That is why this video treats staying rich as the real skill worth studying. So let us break down Game 1 first, and see why calling it easy is only half a joke. Getting rich is not effortless. But it follows a public recipe anyone can read. Earn more than you spend. Invest the gap. Let time multiply it. 3 steps. The steps are simple. The waiting is hard. But simple plus waiting still beats complicated. A bull market makes the recipe feel like genius. Everything you touch goes up. In a boom, a monkey throwing darts picks winning stocks. Many did in study after study. That is the danger. Game 1 hands out trophies for behavior that Game 2 punishes. Leverage looks brilliant on the way up. Borrowed money doubles every win. Concentration looks brilliant too. All eggs, one basket, basket goes up. Aggression, borrowing, concentration, the 3 engines of fast fortunes. And the 3 most common causes of sudden financial death. Same list. Exactly. The market eventually turns. It always turns. And the turn is never announced. Booms manufacture geniuses by the thousand. Busts audit them one by one. When it turns, leverage doubles every loss with the same enthusiasm. The concentrated basket hits the floor. The aggressive account gets the margin call. 29, 99, 2008. Different decades. Identical funerals for fast money. Consider Jesse Livermore, the greatest trader of the 1920s. He shorted the 29 crash and made the modern equivalent of $3 billion. 4 years later he was bankrupt. The offense genius had no defense at all. Compare him to Ronald Read, a janitor who died holding $8 million in quiet stocks. Read never had one big win. He simply never took a single fatal loss. Here is the punchline of Game 1. Winning it convinces you that you cannot lose. Psychologists measured it. After wins, traders take bigger risks and check facts less. Overconfidence is not a flaw of stupid people. It is the exhaust fume of success. So the moment you finally get rich is the exact moment you are easiest to ruin. Which brings us to Game 2. Defense. The part nobody posts about. Staying rich is hard for one core reason. The enemies are invisible and patient. Enemy 1. Lifestyle creep. Every raise quietly hires new permanent expenses. The bigger house adds staff. The staff adds costs. The costs demand the income forever. Soon the fortune is not a cushion. It is a payroll you must feed monthly. Enemy 2. the single catastrophe. One lawsuit, one illness, one signature. Uninsured rich people are just pre-broke people with better cars. Enemy 3. The circle. New money attracts pitches, partners, and family invoices. Every fortune has a queue outside it. Saying no becomes a daily job. A polite script helps. Everything is tied up in long-term funds. Practice it twice. Enemy 4. Boredom. Quiet wealth feels dull, and dull hands reach for excitement. More rich people are ruined by exciting investments than by market crashes. The exotic fund. The friend's sure thing. The private deal too special to explain. If an investment needs to be secret to work, it works mainly on you. Enemy 5. The quietest one. Inflation. It robs politely, 3% at a time. Cash under the mattress loses a third of its power every dozen years. So hiding from all risk is itself a risk. Defense does not mean freezing. Defense means surviving every possible weather, which needs a different toolkit entirely. Here is the toolkit. 5 rules that keep money alive across decades. Rule 1. Margin of safety. Always plan for the version of events that embarrasses your forecast. Spend as if income could drop 40%, because someday it briefly will. Keep 1 year of expenses in boring cash. Not for returns. For staying alive. Cash feels like losing during booms. It feels like a superpower during busts. Rule 2. Diversify until no single fire can reach every building you own. Index funds spread $1 across hundreds of companies automatically. The goal is not the best return. The goal is a good return you can never be knocked out of. Rule 3. Keep the offense engines away from the defense vault. Play with 5% if you must. Ring-fence the 95 that feeds your family. Never borrow against the vault. Leverage and survival do not share a room. Ensure the catastrophes you cannot absorb. Health, liability, the roof over your family. Insurance feels like burning money right up until the day it becomes the money. And write the boring documents. A will costs less than 1 month of any costume. Rule 4. Automate the guardrails before temptation gets a vote. Automatic investing, automatic insurance renewals, automatic no to unsolicited deals. Rule 5. Stay teachable. The market has humbled smarter people than both of us. Read the failures, not just the winners. Failures publish the real syllabus. When a deal makes you feel like a genius, that feeling is the fee you are about to pay. Ask one question before every big move. If I am wrong, can I stay in the game? If the answer is no, the expected return is irrelevant. Survival outranks arithmetic. Every ruined millionaire thought the rules were for other people. That thought is the ruin. Now flip the lens. Because this Game 2 toolkit does something surprising for beginners. Defense skills compound before you are rich. They shorten Game 1. The person who controls spending reaches investing money years earlier. The person with an emergency fund never sells investments at the bottom. The person who avoids leverage never gets erased by one bad season. Look at any crash chart and find the buyers at the bottom. Cash holders. Every time. Crashes transfer wealth from the leverage to the liquid. Defense shops the sale. Great fortunes are finished in bad times, not good ones. Nobody says that aloud. So defense is not the boring second half. It is the cheat code for the whole game. The easy part gets you to the table. The hard part lets you keep your chair. Let us make this concrete. 3 moves you can run this week, at any income. Move 1. Write your survival number. Monthly expenses times 12. Stare at it. That number is your real finish line for safety. Not the yacht. The move 2. Open the boring account today and automate any amount toward it. $10 automated beats 1,000 intended. Systems outlive moods. Move 3. Cancel one exciting risk you have been flirting with. You know the one. Move 4. Read your insurance coverage once this year. 10 minutes of real defense. Move 5. Tell one trusted person your plan. Secrets protect mistakes. Sunlight protects money. Feel the small ache of that cancellation. That ache is Game 2 training in progress. Because the entire second game compresses into a single sentence. Survive first. Compound second. Impress no one. The lottery winners had money without the sentence. The quiet wealthy have both. One more enemy waited for last, because it wears a friendly mask. The word more. The richest people who fall usually fall reaching for money they never needed. Rajat Gupta ran the world's top consulting firm and sat on billion-dollar boards. He had $100 million. He risked prison chasing the next 100. Define your enough number now, while honesty is still cheap. Enough is not settling. Enough is the wall that keeps greed out of the vault. 10 years from now, 2 versions of you exist. Same income history. Different endings. One built the vault while it was unfashionable. One kept doubling down on offense. You already know which one sleeps through market crashes. Getting rich is the easy part. Now you know the whole sentence. Staying rich is the skill. And you just took its first class. Next video, we attack the advice everyone repeats. Why saving money might be making you poorer. Subscribe and climb quietly with us.